All right, this is gonna be your standard yoga warm-up. You can do this before any practice. Let's go. We'll start in child's pose at the back of our mats. Take your knees wide, big toes touch behind you, and allow the forehead to drop down to the ground. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Beginning to inflate your inhale, finding a 4 or 5 count breath, allowing the rib cage to expand on your backside, creating space, letting the hips drop nice and heavy towards your heels, just connecting with your body, observing how you're showing up today, and acknowledging the kind of effort you want to put into your practice. One more breath here. On your next inhale, we'll come up into tabletop position, planting the hands underneath your shoulders, the knees underneath your hips, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Pull your belly button all the way up into the spine. Allow the creases of the elbows to point forward and your neck to be nice and long. Take a moment of breath here to acknowledge the engagement it takes to stay in your tabletop. Big inhale, and solidify this experience with an exhale. On your next round of breath, we'll inhale, tilt the pelvis, drop your rib cage all the way down as close to the mat as you can, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Bring your gaze up. This is your cow pose. Linger here for a breath. And exhale. On your inhale, we'll tilt the pelvis underneath, draw the navel to your spine, drop your chin all the way to your chest. Lingering here, inhale. And exhale. And now we'll flow, just one breath, one movement. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Maintain your cat pose on this round. We'll tuck the toes. Continue drawing your belly all the way up into the spine. Hover the knees off of the ground just a little bit, starting to feel a little more warmth and engagement through the core. And then we'll start to press into the heels of the hands, sending the hips up nice and high as you slowly straighten the legs, building into downward facing dog. And we'll stay in our downward dog for 5 breaths here, spreading the finger pads really wide, pressing into the ground with each digit. Reach your chest even closer to the thighs. The inner thighs reach all the way up towards the sky, and your heels start to reach towards the ground. It's okay if they don't touch, and it's just the reaching sensation that we're going for. We're here for 2 more breaths. Inhale, find space. And then exhale, allow your body to come to home. 1 more here, inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, we'll walk our hands all the way back to your feet at the back of your mat, finding a forward fold. As you arrive, your fingertips can come to the mat or your shins. Find a halfway lift. You're lengthening out of the spine, reaching the crown of the head towards the front of your mat, shifting the weight into the balls of your feet. And then here, we're gonna bend our knees a lot. Exhale, allow the rib cage to drape over your thighs. And I like to grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. And we'll just find a nice gentle sway here, side to side. Let the head hang nice and heavy. And as you breathe, you're creating space not only in the hamstrings, but also your lower back. We'll take 1 more inhale here. And on your exhale, release your hands down to the ground. Fingertips to mat or shins. Find that halfway lift again. Half flat back, lift. And then exhaling, forward fold. Pressing through the feet, you're going to slowly roll yourself all the way up to mountain pose. Pull the navel into the spine, chin to your chest. Allow the shoulder blades to draw down the spine. Turn the hands out. Gaze will lift as the arms float up. On your exhale, draw hands to heart center. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, circle sweep up. Exhaling, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen legs and chest. Exhaling all the way down. Try to keep your legs nice and straight. This time we'll inhale, walk ourselves forward into high plank pose, allowing your body to be one small, flat plank. Turn the creases of the elbows together, lift up the back of the knees towards the sky, and then lastly, think about your tailbone reaching out towards your heels so you can keep the core engaged. Take 1 more breath here, starting to feel a little bit more heat build. On your inhale, we'll shift to the toes. Exhaling, we're gonna lower all all the way down to the belly. Untuck your toes, allow the tops of the feet to connect with the mat. Roll the shoulders out of your ears as you squeeze your elbows. Inhale, peel your chest up for Cobra Pose. Exhale, let the forehead melt down. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the elbows. Inhale, peel it up. We'll do this 2 more times. Exhale down, starting to feel that warmth in the spine. Inhale up and exhale down. This time, we'll tuck our toes, squeeze the elbows into the side body. Inhale, press the ground away, finding that plank pose 1 more time. Exhale, shift the hips back, downward facing dog. We'll be here for 3 breaths. You're always welcome to let the elbows float down to the ground for dolphin pose. Or if you want that child's pose again, you can set the knees wide, hips towards your heels, forehead to the ground. I'm going to come back to downward facing dog. If you're not there already, go ahead and join me. Take an inhale here and exhale. On your inhale, look between your hands, lift your heels, bending the knees. Exhale to step your feet forward into forward fold at the top of your mat this time. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen legs and chest. Exhaling all the way down. On your inhale, rise up, mountain pose, palms touch, gaze lifts. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, circle sweep up. On your exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, find halfway lift, lengthen legs and chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into high plank pose. Pausing in your high plank pose, turn your sternum forward, reach your tailbone out towards your heels. We'll shift forward onto our tippy toes. Shoulders will come in front of your wrist crease. On your exhale, nice and slow, lower into Chaturanga Dandasana. That's a 90-degree bend in your elbows. Hold there for a moment and then pull your chest through, engaging through the quads, engaging through the core to find upward facing dog. Shoulders roll down away from the ears. On your exhale, we'll come back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Remember, you have dolphin or child's poses options. 1 more inhale. And then we'll flow a little bit faster. As you inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, gazing between your hands. Exhale, step or hop into forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen legs and chest. Exhaling, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Inhale, mountain pose. Palms touch, exhale. Inhale, circle sweep up. On your exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen legs and chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, moving into your vinyasa, high plank to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Big deep breath in down dog, inhale, and exhale. Now, you should be ready to continue with your yoga practice. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.